Hey guys, it's Will. So I think that part of the reason why the market will continue down and most likely will see more of a sell-off over the next couple of days is because if you think about what's happening with, for example, the DOGE and the Department of Government Efficiency, we're seeing an increase in basically cutting down all of the spending. So what's going to happen is they're going to save more money, and this is going to increase confidence in the US because of that. And as we're saving money, got the new Celica GTS and I'm excited about it. So as we're saving money, what's going to happen is we're going to see an increase in the confidence in the US dollar. And as confidence in the US dollar increases, there will be less inflation, and there will also be more respect for the US dollar, which most likely will mean asset prices will not soar as high as some might intend. When there is just absolute government spending going on and there's big inflation and the Biden administration was spending a lot of money, that was causing the US dollar to inflate. When the US dollar was inflating, now you have the asset prices, basically they were skyrocketing, they were melting up. And so we saw, what did we see? We saw that the Bitcoin price was going up, home prices were going up, not just home prices, but also expenses. Things like eggs are now like $12 for a dozen in California. That doesn't even make sense. And so when it comes down to what we could look for in the future, seeing that Bitcoin is down 3 or 4% this week, then you see some of the assets sell off a little bit. Yes, sell-off will be a factor, but also it will be as a result of the US dollar being worth less, or worth more, I should say. Not more as in we're going to see like 0% inflation or anything like that. We're still going to see most likely what we just saw reported around 2.9 or 3%. But what I'm saying is we're going to see a little bit more of a tape off in the continuation of a melt up. I don't think we're seeing asset prices just skyrocket as much as they have been over the past few months. And so as for the last month, we started to see this sell off. In the past few weeks, definitely seeing a sell off. Most likely we'll see that continue for a little bit and stabilize here with some consolidation. The biggest earnings that we're going to be watching into this end of February is going to be Nvidia. Nvidia is the company that makes up most of the S&P 500's growth, and Nvidia is the number one company in the world, and we're most likely going to see if Nvidia does what they've been doing at earnings and they do manage to double their revenue again. Tomorrow, after hours, Wednesday, after market closes, they're reporting earnings, along with another quantum computing company, IonQ, which will be interesting. We'll see how much money is being spent on quantum and how much that's going to, if that's impacting revenue, because we know that they're, as a quantum computing company, they're plugged into AWS, Google Cloud, Microsoft, all those places where you can use the quantum computers. And it's like, how much money is being spent on using quantum computers? Are we seeing an increase in revenue? That'll be interesting as well. But the reason I came on here to say that is because some people say we're going to see a crash in the market. I think it's less of a crash in the market and more of a positive reinforcement to the confidence in the US dollar. I don't know exactly what it was. Just a few weeks ago, we saw Canada drop. We see the euro drop a little bit, and this is all in relative to the U.S. dollar. Bitcoin's dropped, and that's relative to the U.S. dollar. I'm not saying that we're here to see a overnight bull case for the markets or anything like that. But, it's definitely going to impact the markets, I think, positively. We'll see how it goes. One thing that could stabilize this and still cause some of the asset prices to continue up over the next few months is if they introduce that stimulus of the $5,000 potentially going to each U.S. citizen as a result of the money saved from the Doge setup. So if that happens, then we're going to see now it's like that doesn't seem so bad of a stimulus if you think about maybe some confidence in the U.S. dollar. It's a massive stimulus. I don't know if it should be $5,000, but we'll have to go into it. So I'm driving right now to Sacramento. I'm going to be getting to Sacramento Airport. My wife and I, Tammy, are flying to Miami later tonight after we have some dinner with some friends this afternoon and some other things. But we're going to be going to Miami this next week for the entire week. So part of it is actually not business. It's actually to meet up with some family friends, and we will be there. I think we have a pretty cool place. It's like this penthouse type setup in Miami that I lived in Miami for a while, and while this was right when the market started to boom, it was when Tesla was just starting to make its run back in July. And I remember when we were living in Miami, we lived in a very nice like suite in beautiful view of Edgewater, probably one of the most expensive parts of Miami. And so we were living there, and to be honest, like I had never lived in a skyscraper. I grew up, like I was born in Albuquerque, then I lived in the Sierra Nevadas, and you can see all the trees behind me. Like I'm driving basically in the areas where I grew up in California. And I have this fun GTS car, but it's more of like, it's not like a material, like I lived in that skyscraper basically in Miami, and within a pretty short amount of time, my wife and I ended up just being like, we don't want to do this. So there was like this 15-month lease that was happening that we were in, and I ended up, there was one free month that we got as a result of doing their 15-month lease. And what's funny is the free month was the third month, which is kind of weird. So we were there for 2 months, and rather than paying for the third month, we found new tenants that we signed over so that we could just move out of that skyscraper. I think it was like $3,500 a month. So it was like, why are we paying? At that time, I was like, why are we doing this if, like, is it really making us that much money to do it? It was nice. It was fun. They had like the whole gym there. I didn't have to go drive to the gym. All my groceries were delivered. All of, you have the pool, you have a sauna, a steam room, and everything else, which is cool. But nevertheless, it wasn't something that I was like, I really would like to buy more real estate. So that's kind of what we've been doing some remodeling of real estate out here in California. And most likely we'll be expanding some of our real estate, and that's kind of the hobby. But I also really like Miami for a few reasons. Right now you see all these trees. All these trees behind me are going to start getting what is called some sprouts and some pollen, and so we're going to see allergies kick in. And that's the one part of the year that I don't like. Like the past 2 days I felt so sick because of the kick in of allergies, and that has definitely slowed me down. I think we only had 3 uploads the past two days. Normally we have like 3 or 4 a day, and I actually like doing that because we can keep you up to date with the markets. If you want to stay up to date, make sure to subscribe. Also, we're going live still tomorrow morning at market open at 6:30 a.m. Pacific, but it actually be 9:30 a.m. in Eastern time. So excited for that. If you want to join us, there's that sale for Stockmate where you can basically get in and watch me trade live each and every morning. Surround yourself with other traders and investors. So that's the second link in the description. We got a special sale for you there. On top of that, if you guys want to see the virtual stock trading system, we have classes on Thursdays, and they're private, as well as you get beta group access to our new predictive AI software that I'm really excited about. The revolutionary new system is accessible to take a look at in the first link in the description of this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If I earned your thumbs up, hit that like button. Do consider subscribing. I'll keep you guys updated here so we can start to see the earnings reports come out tomorrow, some big earnings reports. Thank you guys again, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.